Pleasant dreams. This is a story about a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine who I met in college, and we used to go out for drinks at least once a month after I started working. Recently, he had a strange dream. The dream was that he was having a nice dinner with his family at a restaurant. Apparently, the restaurant was in a foreign country, which means that he recently dreamt of going on an overseas trip with his family. What is so strange about this dream? My friend's dreams are always bad dreams. Or, he dreams that he is late because he can't get up in the morning and gets angry at himself, or that he studies hard for a school test but fails to pass it and gets a red mark. That's all he dreams about. No good dreams, no normal dreams, no dreams that don't make sense. Obviously, I only have bad dreams. Only realistic dreams. I've never had unrealistic dreams about monsters chasing me or aliens attacking me or anything like that. They are all dreams that could be real. When I was in college, I used to hear this all the time. My dreams are not dreams. They could be anything, but the dreams I have are all so realistic and tragic that they are not even funny. I used to complain a lot. It was the same even after he entered the workforce, with his boss getting angry at him for failing at work, or losing a lot of money when he tried his hand at the stock market and it crashed. His dreams were as realistic and miserable as ever. But recently, I've been having pleasant dreams. Dreams of traveling abroad with my family and having a nice dinner. Obviously a good dream. But to my friend, it's a strange dream. It's like a restaurant in Southeast Asia. There was a white table with food like that, and while my mother and I were eating, the waiter brought us champagne. There is a stage in the center of the restaurant, and a beautiful girl is singing. It's the same dream every time. He seemed to remember the dream in considerable detail. A very pleasant dream. And for his friend, it was also an unrealistic dream. The friend has never traveled abroad with his family. He has never seen his family since he started working. It was so unreal that it was an overseas trip with my family. My friend suddenly started dreaming about it, and it seemed to bother him. But I honestly thought, what the hell are you worried about such a trivial thing when you are old enough to know better? After all, it was only a dream. If I dreamt of being killed in a series of dreams, well, I could understand being scared, but if I dreamt of having a nice meal with my family in a series of dreams, what's the problem? I told him that he was worrying too much and that he subconsciously wanted to be with his family. About a month later, I heard from my friend again. I'm in a bit of trouble. The guy's face turned pale. My mother won first prize in a local supermarket sweepstakes. That's great, but this is the prize. My friend put a flyer on the desk. It looked like a sweepstakes flyer. First prize is an overseas trip, it said in big letters. What's this all about? What's this all about? You won an overseas trip. Congratulations. No, it's not like that. It's the trip abroad that's the problem. My friend turned the flyer inside out. The details of the first prize, an overseas trip, were written on the back of the flyer. 4 days and 3 nights in Southeast Asia, he said. It had a picture of a man and a woman happily dining together. This one. The restaurant in this picture. It looks just like the dream I've been having lately. What? I looked at the picture again. Apparently, the picture was taken at a famous restaurant in Thailand. A white table is set with what appears to be Thai food. Next to the men and women enjoying their meal is a man who appears to be a waiter, holding a bottle of champagne. There was a gorgeous chandelier overhead, and behind the men and women was what appeared to be a stage, where a beautiful woman was singing with a microphone. It certainly looked just like the dreams my friends had been telling me about recently. I'm impressed. It's just like it was. Maybe this is a dream come true. Or maybe I dreamed it and now it's real. I was a little excited by this coincidence. But my friend shook his head. I'm not that optimistic. I've always said that all my dreams are very realistic and miserable. For me, a family vacation abroad was unrealistic. Now it's real. That means that if I go on a family vacation like this, I'm going to be miserable. The dream has always been closer to reality, but this time reality is coming closer to the dream. No, that's too far-fetched. I thought to myself, but my friend seemed to think so. My mother is very eager to go, he said. She's never been abroad before. She's never been abroad before. She hasn't contacted me for a long time, but every day she calls me to ask me to go on an overseas trip. But I think it would be better for me not to go. So, I want you to think with me about how we can avoid going on this trip. I told him it was too good to be true, but he didn't seem inclined to change his mind. The dream is getting clearer and clearer. In my dream, I'm going on a trip in March, and my mother wants me to go in March, too. I don't want to go in March somehow. Please. She was so desperate that I came up with the common idea of lying and saying that I was busy at work. My friend's mother still insisted on asking me if I had any free time, and finally I even called my friend's boss and told him that I couldn't run my business without him. After all that, he finally decided not to go on the overseas trip. Oh, dear. Why do I have to go through all this for a mere dream? But then, in March, something happened. A friend's mother won a prize trip to a destination. There was a terrorist attack there. In a famous shopping mall, an armed group opened fire on civilians, killing dozens of people. There was a restaurant in the mall. There were a lot of people there, and they said that was where most of the victims were. I guess I only have nightmares. I called my friend right away, and the first thing he said to me was this: a dream of a happy family dinner. It was a dream that foretold a tragedy. It's been 5 years since that happened. It's a strange experience that I still can't forget. Is your friend still alive and well? He died a year ago now. He was standing in line at a lottery booth when a car plowed into him. He died instantly. 2 days before that accident, I got a call. He said, "I'm having happy dreams again. I buy a lottery ticket at the lottery booth at the train station, and I win the first prize." I told him to stay away from that lottery ticket booth. I guess greed got the better of him. This concludes this story. Thank you for listening to the end.